Hello there. If you're wondering why the quality is different, it's because I finally set up my ring light. um, I just want to give a little life update here. Um, Before I start that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Hello, my name is Beth, and I use they them pronouns, and I am agendered slash non-binary. Um, if you've been coming to this channel and you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I really love you. I appreciate you so much. For those of you who are new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications whenever I upload my videos. Um, so without further ado, here is my life update. Okay, like remember last week when I was crying and really, really sad and all fucked up because of this guy that I love? Well, we got to talking again yesterday, and he told me that he was sorry for the way that he behaved and that he was needing to talk to me and that he had something to say, something really important that he never told me, and that he wanted to talk to me in person. So, like, I figured I could at least give him that much. So, yeah, we met up and we talked about things, and as soon as he saw me, he threw his arms around me and told me, he said, "I love you so much and I'm so sorry." Like, the tone of his voice, I knew that he really meant what he said. And then the way that he looked at me after and stuff, a little emotional. He, yeah, I'm really glad that he confessed his love for me and that we talked everything out. And essentially, he was behaving that way because it's a defense mechanism. He was frightened of the way he felt, and he was like, earlier, he's like, all you ever tried to do was love me, and I pushed you away. And he wants to try to atone for it. And, you know, him doing that was such a big step forward. And him looking me right in the eyes and being more open with me than I've ever heard him be open with me before. So, yeah. So, no, that's understood. We can, you know, go from there and see what happens. I mean, I'm still a bit guarded, and I told him that it would take time for things to kind of get back to where they were. But, like for me to fully trust him in everything, he's willing to work on that, which is a good sign. Good sign. One thing that also needs to be bared in mind is that him and I are both autistic, so, well, I haven't been diagnosed, but I know I am. And, like, people with autism have a hard time communicating and with relationships, and sometimes they shut down. But he told me that he's gonna do better, and it seems like he's pretty true to his word as far as that goes, and he really is sorry for what he did. So we're in love, but you know, we're just gonna see where that leads. And love is a process and a journey, and it takes a lot of effort and time and patience and care for it to go right. Especially, like, we've both been through a lot of damn trauma in our marriage, in our previous marriage. We're both divorcees, and we've been through a lot of trauma associated with that. So we bond about that, and we have a lot in common. Actually, one of the first things we ever talked about together was Joy Division. We both have the same favorite Joy Division song, which is Atmosphere. Anywho, so that is a vast improvement. And I'm really hoping that things go well this time and that they go in both of our favors. So that's a big improvement. Financially, things are a little better. Been, making a little money here and there, selling jewelry and things, and people are showing more interest, which is good. Because sometimes with like business, music, and art and things like that, the exposure is sometimes better than making a profit because it gets you out there. But I mean, both are very important, but you know what I'm saying. I have a business that I run through Facebook called Cosmic Bethy, and there's some really, really cool stuff on there. I made this, and I have like a hematite looking one available for sale. I made this little ear chain thing. And I made this earring. It's actually from a pair, but I'm just wearing one because I have one in here. I put this one together. It's so cute. Oh, I'm going to show you this. Look at, if I can get the thing open. But look. It's got a little skeleton in there. Yeah, it's attached by a magnet. A coffin. And I made these two necklaces and things in these bracelets. And that painting behind me I made. And some of the other shit over there. I actually make a lot more than that. I will go further into depth. And I just made a few sales tonight. So that's really good. People are really starting to pay attention and wanting things. So, yeah. That is an improvement. And like I said in my last video, I've had to, start again on OnlyFans, and I've already gotten three subscribers in a week. And I know that might sound like, that ain't nothing. It is when you're first starting out, and when you're a small account. I haven't been doing this for years and years and years. I just started doing this within the past year or so. So I'm learning, and it's Sweet Cheetah 1986 if you're interested. I'm not monetized or anything, so I don't really care. I don't think I'm being inappropriate saying that. I have a new therapist that I'm going to be seeing on November 1st. My other one, as I've said before, resigned. So I no longer have her as a therapist. I loved her to death. She was so good. But she wants to resign and focus on other things in life, which is good that she's able to do that. But I miss her. Other than that, the depression is a lot better. I'm learning how to deal with things better and to kind of chill out a bit. And right this minute it seems to be working, but that can change next week or tomorrow or whatever, Nose ring. Yeah, so there's that. And still waiting on disability to call or send a letter or whatever. That's probably going to be like next year in February. Jesus Christ, Mom's watching some paranormal thing. Like the Paranormal Twins, they are amazing. I love them. Like Ryan and River and Wyatt, they're amazing. And I also really like Colin from the Paranormal Files. He's great. And Hi. If y'all ever see this, which I doubt you will, you busy men. Go get my coffee. But like, yeah, it's starting to get cooler out, and as far as the garden goes, I'll show you updates of that. I don't know if you give a shit, but the Indian blankets are starting to bloom again, and they're so beautiful. Oh my god, that and blue orchids are my new favorite flowers. Well, blue orchids have always been my favorites, but I just love Indian blankets. They're so beautiful. Uh, anyway, music wise, of course, David Bowie is always primo elite. He's above a rating system because he's the god of music to me. But my favorite band for a while was Wasp. But that has changed. It's Queensryche now, with Jeff Tate. I love Jeff Tate. The way that he sounded when he was younger and things like that. I mean, I still really like the guy. He's interesting, but I'm not gonna sit here and say bad shit about him or get into the whole fucking politics of Queensryche and all that crap. I listen to music because it's good. Because if you were to base your music taste on a moral compass, you wouldn't like anyone. Because trust me, everybody's done fucked up shit. And yeah. Anyway, by the way, the whole shit with the Tri-Reich in the name, Jeff came up with the name and his brother did the Tri-Reich. Remember that. That's why they probably had to pay out the asshole for it. Because they tried to sue him for that shit. It belongs to him. So, what is that, guys? Anywho, I don't know. I still like Queensryche with Todd Latour, but I do prefer Jeff Tate era Queensryche. His voice is just one of the best I've ever heard. And I think he's such an incredible fucking singer. And if you haven't heard them, listen to the album The Warning and their first EP, which is just Queensryche. Has 4 songs on it. Queen of the Reich, something about Beware of the Night or something, and something about Blinded, like about something like demons all you see when you're asleep or something. I don't know what those 2 songs are called, but the other one that I'm talking about is the one before Lady in Black, which is one of the most beautiful fucking songs I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, I digress. Anywho, I was sick there for a couple of days, like my stomach was all fucked up and things, and I've been experiencing some burnout, which makes it almost impossible for me to get out of bed. And I'm bipolar, so I get really fucking stressed about things and, emotional and things. I'm emotional in general, and I'm very sensitive. Again, autistic people are typically very sensitive people. Not just necessarily like autistic people, but people who are neurodivergent in general. I have ADHD, so I'm sure you've heard that before if you've been watching my videos. But, yeah. My birthday is in 3 days. I would be 36. And I'm going to have a really nice weekend with, my best friends and my family. That's really all I want. I want just the simple things. Like, to be with my friends and my family and to be happy. I don't really care about stuff that much. I have enough. I mean, this room. But, I'm very blessed. as far as having a good support system and all that shit, they get me through everything. And I literally mean everything. But other than that, I've been making a lot of jewelry and trying to relax and get over this burnout, stress response, whatever. Because I'm still very stressed about, like finances and things. And my mom and dad's car is broken right now. And on top of that, I had to like restart everything online, basically. And that's a fucking stressful process. And I feel like with like OnlyFans and things like that, then I'm right back at square one. But I do have a little bit more exposure from previous times of doing that. And yeah. But like functionality, it's touch and go. I'm learning how to do that the right way, and I might never function properly. I don't know if I function improperly or what. I just function differently because I'm neurodivergent, and that's a real makes it hard to navigate the world, especially because I don't have a diagnosis and I can't get treatment for something that I'm not diagnosed with because it's unethical for them to treat it without proper diagnosis. And it might be other things at hand, like I was saying in my other video. But yeah. I've been playing around with makeup and things lately. I am getting back to feeling, more alternative and funky and expressive. That's the jewelry and the hair dye and things like that. Because I know I don't have a lot of money, but every now and then it's not a fucking crime to be nice to yourself and to have fun. So yeah, and I know, and I've invested a lot of money into like supplies for the shop and things, like when I get money, which isn't really that often. I don't really know what I'm gonna do right now, but I'm just gonna try and try and try and try. It seems to like it's getting somewhere, especially since I'm off of that ridiculous goddamn 80-day zucking or whatever the hell, because I said sex work on a Facebook post. I said I do it. And some motherfucking person didn't like it and reported me like a little baby. Wah, wah, wah. Grow up. We're all goddamn adults, okay? Get your head out your asshole and think about the ramifications of your actions. Because when you do things like that and get people lowered down in the algorithm and you screw up the algorithm for them, you take money from them, and that is my survival, the money that I make. And not only because it gets everything all fucked up because of the whole non-exposure thing with the OnlyFans or whatever, but when my posts in groups get put down lower, when I'm not allowed to advertise without having to, jump through a bunch of motherfucking hoops, it's a problem. When my posts are buried beneath other people's because some asshole got me in trouble for stupid shit because they're immature, then you're hurting me a lot. That hurts. So, can you please try to think outside of yourself before you report somebody for some stupid horse shit? Meanwhile, people can go, telling people they should kill themselves and hoping that they miscarry their babies because they disagree with everybody being up the queen's ass when she passed away. Anywho, I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but yeah, I really just don't see a point. And I'm American, so maybe I'm missing something why she's grand. Because, as far as I know, she's a figurehead and doesn't really have much authority at all. The royal family are rich, all are rich people. They have sway, but because of who they are and everything. But yeah, we all saw how Philip did things. He was a racist, sexist, misogynistic asshole. So, who knows? Anyway, I didn't come on here to bitch about the royal family. Um, but yeah, things in my life are going better. I'm finished with masking my symptoms of autism and things. It's just too goddamn exhausting to try to hide it. I'm not gonna do that anymore. If people don't like me, then they don't fucking like me. Alright? I am me. I know that I'm blunt. I can't help it. I'm not an asshole about it anyway. I know I'm direct and to the point, and I don't really have that much of a filter. But again, I'm not a fucking asshole by nature, so yeah. I'm blunt. I'm direct. I'm very honest, and I think that everybody should practice a bit more honesty in their life as long as they're not being a dickhead. But, you know, either people will love me, or they'll hate me, or they'll like me, or they'll dislike me, or whatever. I don't want to pretend I'm something I'm not. Even, you know, sometimes it was like subconscious and things. Um, Now I'm more aware that I was masking, and I try not to do it. I mean, sometimes it just happens naturally because I'm a human, and I don't know how to properly communicate with people. So there's this, I think it's called mirroring, when you kind of like pick up the traits of the people you're communicating with, and you pick up that like communication style or behaviors and mannerisms and things. It just happens. And god damn, what happened out there? You hear the sirens, man? There must be a big wreck, or somebody caught some shit on fire. Maybe that, or a fucking hillbilly meth lab blew up somewhere in the sticks. I don't know. Weird shit happens all the time. And not to mention, out on 27, people drive like fucking assholes, so who knows? It's probably a wreck because people can't drive with broke dick. Anyway. Yeah. And I know I recently did a room tour, but I changed my room again because I'm never satisfied with it. So, yeah. After I get those pagan items and all, you know, the Halloween birthday stuff is finished, depending on if I acquire anything else to decorate with or whatever, I might be doing a little, you know, update. I don't know. I'm very, very into like organizing my room and cleaning it and fixing things and moving things. It's just one of the things I love to do because I love this room. I absolutely love this room. It's the only space I have that's mine. And, you know, it's my escape from the rest of the world, and it's where I go when it gets to be too much and overwhelming and all that shit. Either that, or I go out, you know, to my little space, my little place in the woods, my grove. I mean, you know what I mean. It's not mine. It belongs to the gods. Yeah. And I'm starting to get a little bit of spiritual bombardment, so I think that when I go out now, I'm going to have to start veiling because it's so close to Samhain and the veil is getting thinner. So, yeah. And on top of that, I'm learning the great art of patience and to be more than reasonable sometimes, because when you're dealing with someone who's autistic, it's a totally different circumstance. Totally different circumstances, totally different things. I'm autistic too, so I have a hard time navigating shit too. So it's kind of harder dealing with another autistic person, but it's something that I will do because I love him and he's a great person. He's a good person. So, yeah. So if I'm weird, I'm weird. I don't give a fuck. Maybe I'm too nice. Maybe I'm exactly what I should be because I think about every little thing that I do. I hyperanalyze myself. So I know good and damn well what I'm getting into with things. I just hate when people treat me like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing as far as like that. And when I explain something, it's like, oh no, it's because he's this, it's because he's that. I'm like, no, you don't fucking know that. You weren't there. You don't see the way that he looks at me, the tone of the voice, the mannerisms, and the way that he held me and things. You weren't there, so I don't really think that it's appropriate to totally 100% judge that kind of thing. I mean, yeah, people do shit they shouldn't do, but we're both divorcees. We're both traumatized. We're both up shit creek. We both are autistic and have ADHD. We're terrified of what is happening with us. And that's between me and him, not between anybody else. I mean, yeah, I share, but it's not between anybody but me and him when it really comes down to it. So the way that I deal with it is the way that I deal with it. And it doesn't make me an idiot or stupid or naive or whatever. Or an asshole, as some people would say. If you were listening to this asshole, then you're an asshole too. I fucking am not an asshole. I don't like that shit. I'm not an asshole. Only when I'm provoked. And also, well, this is getting long. I'm going to make a part 2 or something.